Okay, breaking news on the Fuji X-T1 front. If you own a Fuji, or you're a Fuji fanboy with the with the Fuji X-T1, November 17th, which is a week from now, right about there, is a firmware update coming out that's going to add a bunch of features that people were looking for. One of the features, or a couple of the features combined, is going to add to longevity of the camera, so there's not so much wear and tear, since, as you very well know, mirrorless is an entirely electronic system with no optics camera side. Number one in the firmware edition that will be added of 6 points to the Fuji X-T1 only is instant autofocus settings in manual focus. Focus and exposure can now be locked when the autofocus lock button or AFL button is used in manual focus mode. That's a big winner. And of course I lost my place on all my pictures here. I absolutely cannot stand sometimes the stinking POS that is the iPad. Point number two, point number one, still you can shoot after locking autofocus and auto exposure with your thumb. Autofocus and manual focus operation with the autofocus lock button, that's point number two. So in autofocus mode or manual focus mode operation with autofocus lock button, the autofocus lock button can be used to lock focus in AF and manual focus mode, and you can adjust the focus more accurately using the lens focusing ring. Point 3, focus zoom in autofocus and manual focus. That means autofocus override. The focus assist button can be used to focus zoom and fine-tuning focus using the lens focusing ring with the focus zoom activated. In autofocus mode, that is a big winner that people have been asking for, so Fuji X-T1 users should rejoice. Point number 4, speed light, they're calling it flash gun. In bracketing, continuous exposure. Optional flash guns can now be used for bracketing and burst photography when using the EF X8, which is bundled with the X-T1. The flash fires in ISO, film simulation, and white balance bracketing modes. Point 5 addition. In the firmware update that is going to come out December the 17th, additional custom display options. Functions have been added to the display custom settings option in the setup menu. Users can now have the choice that they want, then concentrate on shooting. Additional options for the display custom setting is focus frame shooting mode, information background, focus mode, shutter type, continuous mode, dual IS mode, movie mode, and blur warning. And the last point, point number 6, is that you will have an additional function button for reprogramming its use. You can turn the movie record button right there now doubles as a function button number 7. So you can press and hold the display back button to change what it controls, or go into your menu button and change what this does. That's especially useful for people like me that don't give a crap about filming video with their cameras. I mean, this is not a videography channel, it's a photography channel. So those are the firmware updates, the 6 points therein. Some really good ones, especially a manual focus override while in autofocus mode is a huge addition, and also the fact that you can use the focus assist button in autofocus mode instead of just manual focus, so you can use that for focus zooming and fine tuning, and that's really useful, especially in low light situations where autofocus, you're shooting really bad lighting, and no matter how good the lens is, it just can't acquire it, so you can manually focus and acquire that. So those are some great points. That will be coming out the 17th. Today is the 11th, right? Or is today the 12th? 6 days from now? Whatever. Check your calendar. Bye.